Let me ask you something real. Have you ever opened your laptop to study, then somehow ended up watching 47 shorts, replying to 3 random messages, checking Instagram twice, opening a YouTube video about productivity, and then feeling guilty because I'm just lazy? Yeah, I've been there. You sit at your desk, books open, timer ready, you want to focus, but your brain feels foggy, heavy, restless, so you assume something must be wrong with you. You think, other people are disciplined, other people grind, why can't I just sit and do the work? And slowly, you start believing the worst story about yourself. I'm lazy. But what if I told you something that might actually change how you see yourself? You're not lazy. Your brain is overstimulated, and that changes everything. Let's talk about what's actually happening. Imagine your brain like a reward meter. Every time you scroll, every time you swipe, every time you wipe, every time you win a game, every time you get a notification, your brain gets a tiny hit of dopamine. Dopamine isn't pleasure, it's anticipation. It's the chemical that makes you want something. Now here's the problem. Shorts, TikTok, Reels, gaming, constant notifications. They're engineered to spike dopamine fast. Fast rewards, fast novelty, fast stimulation. Your brain loves that. But studying, working out, reading, building a skill, slow rewards, delayed payoff, no instant excitement. So when you switch from high stimulation to low stimulation, your brain basically says, nope, not interesting enough. And you interpret that resistance as laziness. But it's not laziness, it's comparison. Your brain is comparing calculus to a 15-second perfectly edited clip with music, subtitles, and bright colors. Of course, calculus loses. Let's be honest. When was the last time you were just bored? No phone, no music, no scrolling, just silence? Most of us can't even brush our teeth without watching something. That constant input rewires your baseline. Your brain starts expecting stimulation all the time. So normal life starts feeling dull. School feels unbearable. Homework feels painful. Even hanging out without phones feels awkward. And then you blame yourself. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. The problem isn't that you lack discipline. The problem is your dopamine baseline is fried. And the worst part? It happens slowly. You don't notice it. You just notice you can't focus anymore. You start tasks and abandon them. You procrastinate even things you care about. You feel tired but still scroll at 1 a.m. Sound familiar? Let's zoom into a typical day. You wake up. First thing you do, phone. Quick scroll. Your brain already spikes dopamine before your feet hit the floor. Then at school or college, lectures feel boring. Why? Because your brain already experienced high stimulation. Now it wants more. Then you come home tired. You tell yourself you'll study after just 10 minutes of scrolling. But those 10 minutes turn into an hour. Now you feel behind. Now you feel stressed. So what do you do to escape stress? More scrolling. It becomes a loop. Overstimulation. Low motivation, dillness. More overstimulation. And eventually, you stop trusting yourself. That's the real damage. Not laziness. Self-belief. You start saying things like, I can't focus. I always procrastinate. I'll never be consistent. But think about this. If I locked you in a quiet room with no phone for 24 hours, by hour 6, you'd probably start reading anything in sight. By hour 10, you'd be planning your future. By hour 15, you'd be begging for something productive to do. Why? Because your brain recalibrates. Motivation returns when overstimulation is removed. So now, you're not broken, you're overloaded. And this isn't just about scrolling. Gaming works the same way. Fast feedback, clear rewards, instant progress bars. Meanwhile, real-life progress is invisible. You don't see a bar filling up when you study 1 hour. You don't get a sound effect when you improve slightly. So your brain prefers the environment that feels rewarding. That's not weakness, that's biology. But here's the part that might hit a little harder. Overstimulation doesn't just kill focus, it kills satisfaction. You achieve something and it doesn't feel enough. You watch something funny and it doesn't hit like it used to. You need more content, faster content, louder content. Your tolerance builds, just like sugar. Just like caffeine, more input, less fulfillment. And when fulfillment drops, motivation drops with it. Because why work hard if nothing feels rewarding anymore? This is why some of the most lazy feeling people are actually just overstimulated achievers. They care, they want to do better, but their brain is constantly distracted. And here's the important shift. Stop attacking your character. Start adjusting your environment. Because motivation isn't a personality trait, it's a response to stimulation levels. Let me say that again. Motivation is a response to stimulation levels. If your environment is louder than your goals will always lose. But don't panic. This doesn't mean you need to delete every app. It doesn't mean you need to become a monk. And it definitely doesn't mean you're doomed. It just means you need to reset your baseline. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Because once you understand how to bring your dopamine levels back to normal, focus starts feeling easier. Studying stops feeling painful. And the version of you that you thought was disciplined was actually just unstimulated enough to care. But before we get into the reset, let me ask you something honest. Right now, are you lazy or are you just constantly distracted? Be real with yourself, because the answer changes how you fix it. And in the next part, I'm going to show you how to reset your brain without deleting your entire life. You don't need extreme, you need smart. We're about to level this up. All right, so now we know the truth. You're not lazy. Your brain is overstimulated. Cool, but here's the real question. How do you fix it without deleting every app, throwing your phone away, and moving to the mountains? Because let's be honest, you're not going to do that, and you don't need to. This isn't about extreme detox. It's about strategic reset, small shifts, big impact. Let's break this down step by step, and I need you to actually imagine yourself doing this. Because this is where things change. Step 1, stop starting your day with dopamine. This one is simple, but powerful. For the first 30 minutes after you wake up, no phone. I know, you want to check notifications, you want to scroll, you want to see what you missed. But think about what we said earlier. When you start your day with high stimulation, everything after feels boring. So instead, wake up, drink water, brush your teeth, stretch, look outside, sit with your thoughts. It will feel uncomfortable at first. You'll feel bored, restless. That's not a bad sign. That's your brain recalibrating. Give it 5-7 days. You'll notice something crazy. Morning focus becomes easier. And here's the mini cliffhanger. When your mornings improve, your whole day changes. Step 2, make boring things slightly interesting. You don't need to make studying as exciting as gaming. You just need to close the gap. Right now, the gap is massive. Gaming equals 10/10 stimulation. Studying equals 2/10 stimulation. So your brain always picks the 10. Instead of trying to make studying a 10, make it a 4 or 5. Here's how. Use a timer. 25 minutes. Make it a game. How much can I finish before this ends? Track streaks. Use a visible checklist. Cross things off. Your brain loves visible progress, even small progress. Add background music, instrumental only. Study somewhere slightly different. Change environment. Change energy. You're not cheating. You're designing your focus. Remember, environment beats willpower. Always. Step 3, schedule your scrolling. This is the part most people mess up. They try to quit cold turkey. Then they fail. Then they binge harder. Instead, schedule it. Yes, actually schedule it. Tell yourself, I'll scroll at 7:30 p.m. for 30 minutes. Now it's intentional. Now it's controllable. Now it's a reward. When scrolling becomes a reward instead of an escape, it stops controlling you. And here's something important. When you delay dopamine, you increase motivation. Because dopamine is stronger in anticipation than in consumption. So if you tell yourself, I'll scroll later, your brain focuses better now. That's a biological advantage. Use it. Step 4, reduce micro distractions. This one is subtle but powerful. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Not all of them, just the useless ones. You don't need a vibration every time someone likes something. Every notification is a mini dopamine spike, and every spike weakens your focus muscle. Put your phone out of reach when studying, not face down, not silent on the table, out of reach. Your brain relaxes when it knows temptation isn't nearby. Small change, huge difference. Step 5, relearn boredom. This is the secret nobody talks about. You need boredom. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the reset button. When you're bored, your brain starts generating ideas. It starts craving depth. It starts seeking meaningful work. But if you kill boredom instantly with scrolling, you never reach that deeper layer. Try this tonight. Sit for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no talking. Just sit. It will feel weird. That's okay. Your brain is detoxing from constant stimulation. Do this daily. Watch what happens to your focus over 2 weeks. It won't be dramatic at first, but it will be noticeable. Now let's address something emotional. What if you've already wasted time? What if you feel behind? What if you feel behind? What if your grade slipped? What if you feel like everyone else is ahead? Listen carefully. Overstimulation made you distracted. It didn't make you incapable. Your potential didn't disappear. It got buried under noise. And noise can be removed slowly. You don't need to become a productivity machine overnight. You just need to become slightly less overstimulated than yesterday. That's it. Progress in this area compounds. When your baseline drops, simple things feel satisfying again. Reading feels immersive. Studying feels meritative. Studying feels manageable. Conversations feel deeper. Even small wins feel good. And that's when discipline becomes easier, because discipline isn't forcing yourself to suffer. It's reducing the temptation that makes suffering necessary. Let me give you a realistic plan. For the next 7 days, no phone first 30 minutes after waking up. Scheduled scrolling only. 25-minute focus blocks, phone out of reach while studying. 10 minutes of intentional boredom daily. That's it. Not extreme, not dramatic, just controlled. And if you mess up one day, don't spiral. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. Every time you notice yourself mindlessly scrolling, that awareness is progress. Every time you choose to delay it, that's a win. You're training your brain, and training takes reps. Now imagine something with me. Imagine waking up and not feeling pulled by your phone. Imagine sitting down to study and actually starting. Imagine finishing tasks without that heavy mental resistance. That version of you isn't more talented. They're less overstimulated. That's the difference. And here's the powerful part. In a world addicted to distraction, focus becomes a superpower. If you can control your dopamine, you control your direction. Most people won't do this. They'll keep blaming themselves, keep calling themselves lazy, keep scrolling to escape. But you know the truth now. So here's the challenge. Try this tonight. Don't sleep with your phone next to your pillow. Put it across the room. Wake up without touching it for 30 minutes. Just try it. See how it feels. You don't need to change your entire life. Just reduce the noise. Because you were never lazy. You were overstimulated. And once you reset your baseline, the discipline you've been searching for was inside you the whole time. Let's level up together, one intentional choice at a time.